the bell tolls.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. All right, good evening. At 7 o'clock, I will call to order this September meeting of the Columbia Borough Council, or Planning Commission. Great start. Could we please stand for a moment of silence? Pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would note at this time that I had been advised previously that Brad and Tiffany Lynn and Kelly Murphy would not be in attendance this evening. But we do have a quorum here plus the alternate in attendance. Okay, moving forward, do I have a motion regarding the minutes at the August meeting as presented in the packet? Do I have a motion to approve?
I wasn't here, so I can't. No motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Marilyn. Do I have a second?
I was not here either.
I will second. All in favor, unless there are any discussions, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. At this time, there are no zoning hearings, although I am told there will probably be a zoning hearing in October, and there will be a presentation at the October Planning Commission meeting.
For Columbia Catholic Housing, same project.
Right, for this project. Okay, we have no engineers reviews, no demolition applications. Our one action item this evening is 451 Mill Street, which is Columbia Catholic Housing, and that is the parking lot project. And what we are looking at tonight is granting a 90-day time extension for this project. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Ed Janarzio. I'm project manager of Eric Consulting here on behalf of Columbia Catholic Housing for the Elderly. As you stated, yes, we're seeking a 90-day time extension to complete the project. We received C.S. Davidson's Borough Engineers comments, County Planning's comments at the end of July. The biggest items there, which needed some discussion internally with Columbia Catholic, was a zoning encroachment, which we'll be here to present next month. It's whether or not the zoning board would approve that extension would have an impact on the layout of the project. So again, with getting these comments at the end of July, with Columbia's board meeting monthly at best, Columbia Catholic's board would be monthly at best. Right now, we would not have the able to fit the complete project under the current schedule, so we're seeking an extension to address those comments, pursue that zoning variance, and make our decision of how we want to move forward pending on the zoning review board's decision.
Okay, pretty straightforward request.
Very simple.
Any questions, comments directed to Ed? If none, I would accept a motion to grant a 90-day exception to Columbia Catholic Housing for the project at 451 Mill Street. Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion from Justin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Annette. Any further comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. So I guess we'll see you back here in October.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you next month.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, project updates.
I have just one. The two projects that were referred to the Lincoln Property Board, one is, well, they're both under review. One will be tolled, and that is 313 North 2nd Street, I believe.
These were the ones that we approved last month.
Right, and the owner at 313 North Second Street has been making improvements, and I believe is requesting to maintain that property.
So the only one that the vacant property board will be looking at then is the 170 South Fifth.
That's correct.
Anybody who's walked down Locust Street, that 521 Locust Street, the fire damage property, they are really working that. There's a second floor into it now. If you had seen before, you could, if you looked in the front door, you could see through to the back of the house.
Oh, wow.
Looking up. They've got windows in now. They are really moving forward with that. Just a couple things to bring you up to date on. The staff here at the borough, I think at the urging of council, put together what they called an active legislation priority list. And I have a copy of that. And there are several items on there that, with the adoption of the comp plan, we're going to be a little busy here at Planning Commission. I don't know if you recall North 2nd, Cedar Minden Streets. There was the issue of, we wanted to resend those properties, I think it was downtown or highway commercial. The neighbors objected to the idea of it commercial. So that was put on hold, waiting the adoption of the comp plan. The text amendments for the rezonings that were done in December of 2019, that was put on hold. Also, text amendments to the downtown business district was put on hold. And then we also have the petition that we said we didn't want to act on until we had comments and the comp plan approved, that will be coming back to us in October for the highway commercial, the change to the highway commercial to reflect that it's unlimited access as opposed to 462. So those are just some of the things that are on this list that we'll be looking at. Okay, the comp plan made it through the Lancaster County Planning Commission. Sharon and I were both down for that. So that will be on council's agenda for adoption on the 26th of September. Okay, that takes care of that. You have in your packet the proposed sidewalk cafe ordinance. And the reason I asked that you have that put in there was that we reviewed this, I guess it was back in July.
A couple months ago.
A couple months ago. So, the 8 pages that we had came down to 4 pages, and I'm talking about the attachment. We had 8 pages of attachments. So, one of the things that I think I just wanted you to see what came out of what we had commented on. And one of the things that I was at the council meeting when this was reviewed, and I noted that some of our main comments were about having stand-up tables and, you know, would they be permitted? And
Because everybody had to be seated.
right, everybody had to be seated. And they feel that they've addressed that by changing the one area in here that it would allow for that.
Under definitions, sidewalk cafe. So if you read that entire definition, an outdoor dining area operated by a restaurant located on a sidewalk or other designated public place and containing removable tables, chairs, plants, and other related appurtenances. So that would cover anyone that would be standing in the sidewalk cafe area.
And I just asked to have this put in here that you could see what we worked on initially. This is what will be before council. Is this happening on the 26th?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, we made a change to D, section 4, sidewalk cafe operation requirements. We took a lot of that language out.
mhm,
And if you can, you'll see we're left with 1 and 2.
right.
So 2 is new, that addresses the seating capacity. Sidewalk cafe area shall not increase the permitted seating capacity of the restaurant. So that was another comment that came up during the council workshop.
Right, I think if you'll remember, when we looked at this, there was actually in there about where they could have like a serving area and
Yeah.
and different things like
It's
that.
limited.
Yeah.
None of that's in this thing.
So, yeah,
Okay,
this
We
is,
removed it, yeah.
this is well.
it's clean,
Yeah.
it's cleaner than what we had to work with that night. So, but I wanted you to see what it came down to. You also have in your packet a copy of the Lancaster County Planning Commission comments on the request from Oak Tree Advertising for the billboard, and that will be coming.
Kind of a no comment.
It is, it's a no comment, and, but I wanted you to see ahead of time, because this will be coming back to us in October. Okay. There are changes being made to the handicap parking ordinance in that there will be the ability on the handicap parking signs to basically reserve that space for a particular person. That it will be either a license, am I correct, Eric? It would be either a license plate or some such addition to that sign that only whoever
It's either gonna be the,
requested that sign will be the one able to use it. Right now, if you have a handicap
Sure.
parking, anybody can park there as long as they have the handicap placard or plate. Well, what they're looking at doing, apparently state law has changed, and it would allow for that space that that person is paying for to be used by no one other than that person.
Gotcha.
Does that person need to be handicapped? I mean, do they have to be their car?
I'm not sure how it's written with the
it's
borough.
so,
I've asked.
But it's
It's
federal,
so-
it's state, that,
it's so ambiguous, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
In other words, if you have a handicapped child but need a space in front,
right,
then the parents get a parking spot,
mhm.
right.
okay? If your husband drives but the wife doesn't, but the wife needs a handicap spot, you get a handicap spot.
So is it specially coded, color coded, or something that it's obvious to someone else coming through?
That it's not just
Just,
It'll be,
a handicap spot parking, right?
it'll be a handicap sign and either the license plate number or the,
Placard number.
placard number that's in, on that, on
Gotcha.
their placard. One
They
of
have
the two.
to, they rent it or whatever, the space, they pay for it.
Mhm.
when is this going to affect?
It has not yet. This is
It's
on,
been advertised.
it's been
So we're
advertised
on the 26th.
to be, is this the one advertised to be acted on within 60 days?
Yes.
Yes.
But is
Did we advertise it?
This one,
Yes,
yes.
it's been advertised.
The handicap, yeah.
Here's
Okay,
a funny
good.
question, like,
Oh,
how
yeah,
many
okay.
on-street handicap parking spaces do you think there are at that?
Too many?
Too many?
There's quite a few.
So this is did you say this is federal or state that you, or this is
The
just?
state changed the ruling.
Okay,
At one
Yeah.
time, you could put up a handicap sign, but anybody who's handicapped could park in there.
Right.
Right, right,
Now they changed it to, it can be personalized.
okay, interesting.
And so I guess we're going personalized.
All right. Sounds like there's a difference of opinion.
I was at the council meeting. Yes, there's a difference in opinion.
I'm getting that
Aren't
vibe.
they're not personalized now?
No.
No.
So anybody with a handicap platform
Yes.
can park in
Yes.
front of a house that has a handicap.
Right.
I
I
don't,
think on their street, on our street it doesn't work that way.
I don't have a problem.
Yes, yes.
I don't have a problem with that concept. I have a problem with our rules, our ordinance right now, as it stands. Our ordinance says that the borough manager it's all gray. He decides, he or she decides who gets one and who doesn't. Now, I don't think they've ever rejected one, but let's assume that there's 6 handicapped people on your street already. If you're the 7th person, he may say, hey, there's too many, because there's supposed to be a limit to how many per street. So,
Wow.
you know, you could be eliminated there. So I don't agree with that. The second thing I don't agree with is, justification for it. To me, everything's a handicap nowadays, and I don't mean that lightly, I'm not trying to, but a drug addict can go get SSI now. I mean, where do we draw the line? You know, and.
I think define handicap.
Yeah, and, but
Clearly.
I think because it's a traffic, it's a you know, a ticket citation, right? So they're just going by whether they have the tag or not. You know,
Well, we don't,
whoever's enforcing it doesn't get to choose.
Unless somebody-
Or ask them because you can't ask them what the
Right.
thing is
Right.
for. I mean,
well, no, we
did that.
can on the
You can.
application.
On the
Okay.
application.
Well, I guess we can't actually ask for the actual handicap.
Handicap, correct, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, or they
have-
don't
You're
have to.
asking for a
they don't have
doctor
to supply
to.
They have to have a supporting information from a doctor.
Gotcha.
Most people will tell you the story anyway, but.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
But, like I said, it's, to me, it's just too unclear yet.
Mhm.
And I don't have a problem with handicap parking and like that, I'm just concerned that, and there's certain neighborhoods, the parking is already extreme.
Right.
And if you get to the point where you start, you know, everybody's gonna do it. Because at $100 is one-time fee and $20 a year, and where else in the world can you park for $20 a year in front of your house?
We've got a recent one on our block. If you look out there, that is the only space on our block that does not have a car in it.
Wow.
And you can look out there
We know,
any time of the day or night.
there's actually 2 up there, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 that we know that.
Mhm.
But they're still paying they're renewing the.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you, because I don't know if there's a record of it or not, I
Gotcha.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's managed either.
You know, if it's renewed, it has to be renewed with doctor's signature.
No,
It should be.
Yes.
no, it doesn't.
Oh, it should
No.
be.
But I'm saying it should be, because what if they have it, aren't they good for 4 years? And then you renew it?
I
But
don't
you should
know.
really get it renewed with the doctor's signature.
All I know is they get, once you have it approved, and you put $100, pay $100 for the sign, then the following year, they send out a letter saying, are you continuing this service, aren't you? If you are, $20 is required. You
I
send
still think we
$20.
should add into there and have the doctor's signature.
Well, like I said, I don't agree with the whole ordinance.
I know.
I don't wanna hold anybody away from getting handicap parking,
Right.
I'm afraid of people.
Plenty of people do need it, you know,
Yeah.
something, and with a lot of people relying on street parking, so that, you know, that's tough. But you're right, if there's a situation where there's a small amount of space,
We have
it is
to
tough on everybody else, there's no doubt.
Well, I would just like definitions.
Yeah.
Definitions are standards you follow.
Mhm.
And it's not black and white. You know, I could be the borough manager, come in on a bad day and tell you no. That's it, it's over.
Eric,
Yeah.
I know when I was on council and council approved that.
Well, I'm not even-
No, wait, that came before safety committee. And I know the instance you're saying, like where it was a child, we would deny that.
Yeah,
We would not allow that.
Oh, because they can carry the child.
Because they could carry, they could double park, you know, yeah.
I mean, I know plenty of multi-families that have a handicap, multi-car households. They have a handicapped car parked in front of their spot, in front of their house, and they take the other car all the time. And to me, that's just abuse. If you can walk down the street and get in another car,
Mhm.
you don't need that sign. But I'm not a doctor, so I can't testify to that. I just wish it was.
My purpose here was just to bring this up to let planning commission
Yeah, I just figured you need to go a little longer.
know what some of the, okay, 732 Chestnut Street, if you guys remember that, that was the,
Yeah.
okay, they dropped the appeal, and what I am told now is that they have applied to have that as a residential rental property up there. Because I had different neighbors that have approached me and said, what's going on? And that's what has been confirmed here, that
Is there a limit to how many residential rentals there can be per block?
no,
Just asking a question.
no.
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm. Too many.
Just saying,
But
if
there,
there's
but there
nothing,
can't.
if we limit the handicap,
Yeah,
why
not
can't we
really.
limit to the
Yeah.
rentals, because then all
Well,
of
I-
a sudden it's rental row.
But you could make anyone not have an income from that or something. I think you couldn't regulate that. I know that's been asked before.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta get a way to eliminate rental units.
So it appears that the whole house is going to be a residential rental.
Now, that could not be made.
Yeah, it was like
into
a
apartment.
30-day.
No,
No, that could not be made into.
Yeah.
It's one unit, and it's a 30-day minimum lease, right? It's like a longer term, not a short
Yeah,
term.
it'll be a
Yeah.
residential. Okay, so those were some of the things that I had written down to discuss. And like I said, the comp plan will be moving forward at council meeting next
Public
week.
hearing, yeah.
There will be a public hearing.
Oh, I have a question. If they withdrew their appeal, would they still not have to pay a fine?
No, they still have to pay their fines.
Oh, did they pay
Yeah.
that fine?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They pay them right away.
Okay. Anything else for discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, motion from Justin, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Annette. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned at 7:23. Thank you all.